And I'm live. So this is my preparation for my trial coming up. There's no turning back. I have to go forward with this. So um, I'm planning on giving my opening speech, which is that the evidence will show how I am innocent of this charge. It's about this is a criminal case that's more about prejudicial matters than probative matters. Now, do you know what prejudicial matters are here? He thinks, as far as I understand, they all think that it's about, want to discuss probative matters, and I'm pushing for prejudicial matters. I'll make the buttons reappear, swipe from the bottom. So, okay, oh, and I'm recognizing that right now. Got really good connection. It's maybe the internal processor of the that's. Is it the sound that's lagging? Is it just video lagging? What exactly lagging? Is it the audio or the video part, or both at the same time? Because it doesn't really cutting in and out here. What's cutting out? Is the visual, both visual and audio? That's strange. I know video is not great. I got low light, but the audio, it's just, it's some kind of, is it on a timer? But well, it's blurry because it's nighttime. But for the audio to cut out, now that's something to discuss here. There's data. The Wi-Fi is good. This has got really good connection. Audio sounds robotic. Really? I have to like list. Vid is glitching. I would have to watch this back, I guess. Slow connecting. You look all. Oh, I'm fuzzy because it's dark out. Video and audio freezing, not always at the same time. Yeah, it's pixelating because it's dark out. But there's some kind of bad connection. Then I have to like get. I don't have great feedback on this. I guess I'll have to. Solar flares. Whoops. Oh. Jamming. All right. I don't see any. Now it seems kind of bad. It's all fuzzy, right? Oh my God. Oh, it's because I zoomed in. I just need to, okay, get X. You sure want to stop? Okay. This just zoomed in on me, and it's not quite easy to deal with. Let's see. Okay, maybe, let's see, top live. No, okay. I can get rid of that. Okay, but it's still not good. Chat is hidden. Then I can go back to the chat. All right. I guess this isn't working out so great. I mean, even the front camera is no good. Let me just play the front camera a little bit and see how that works. Just someone's messing with the front camera is better. Well, that's weird. I just don't understand. Like, I have to like listen. Even the like the does the audio improve? The audio improves when I use the front camera. so I face it forward and keep your tablet safe. Well, I'm gonna turn it back to the. I guess I don't know the face camera. So now I got it on the face camera. Bad again? It's like it switches between audios depending on which way the camera's facing. Audio improves when you aren't touching. I wasn't, but yeah, I wasn't really touching. I was just kind of letting it work itself out. Maybe there was, maybe it was downloading something. Has it gone bad again? Are you using an older laptop or an older device? No, this is a new device. The camera you put your hand in front of is the one to use. Sound is good at the moment. I don't, yeah, I don't quite get it. I have to like look at what's going on here. This is this is a computer. Just got to test it out. Well, anyway, just move forward. Um, so yeah, I was discussing the difference between probative and prejudicial. Now, with prejudicial, it's about everything's to be back to normal. Like, isn't bad? It's back to normal. Like okay. So, do I have to like switch between front and back? If you turn video sound will, if you turn off video sound will stay better. Yeah, I think I could have been um downloading some new stuff maybe. Maybe it's don't move or talk and it's good. Okay. There you go. Your Wi-Fi speed is being restricted. Yeah, it might be restricted. Um I tried to upload a video a couple days ago on the at Walmart and it was extra slow. Maybe it's back camera is 100% better picture. Yeah, but they just stare at the wall. There's nothing. I got well. Okay. Maybe maybe we could try to put some entertainment on that side, and then I could talk while it's while while uh while that camera's on. Okay. So we got this. Whoops. See, the problem is I haven't been able to really figure out how to hold this police scanner properly in front. It won't. There's nothing. Yeah, like it sits. Try to sit it right here. I really. I don't have a great way to position this camera. Especially this antenna is a bit of a problem. So that's where the wait. Why is that all red? Oh, I'm hitting buttons. Okay. Okay. All right. I can lay it on its side. That's not great. It's still. I guess it's readable. Let's see what the volume's at. Turn it up one more. Okay, so it could sit on its side. Which side is better? Is that even readable? It doesn't seem all that readable when I look at the camera. Probably better to lay it on the right side. Just, yeah. I don't know where the camera's pointing when I turn it around. It's only got a screen on one side. Maybe I could just let this. See, it could be propped up like that. A little bit. Maybe it could use. All right. Yeah, just hold this in front. And so there we go. All right. Whoa, what was that? That was not, that must have been the police scanner. Okay, so the difference.
10-4, Bulls is reporting possible 27-4.
All right. Then the difference between
St. Paul Church, construction debris that fell from the vehicle in front of her.
probative and prejudicial. Now, I want to focus on prejudicial. That's like all pretrial stuff. Prejudicial is pretrial arguing. Pretrial arguing is prejudicial. Probative is for the trial and entirely for the trial. So you got focuses there. I've been putting so much focus on prejudicial arguments that I really I haven't given a lot of thought to probative arguments. And that's what the trial is about. You got to switch gears. When it becomes clear that you're not able, that the judge isn't going to entertain prejudicial arguments anymore, they don't want to deal with prejudicial in any way. Then you go into probative arguments, and it's a tricky path. It's more drama. It's more about, unfortunately, you lose your discovery evidence when they drop the charges. What? No, I already got my discovery evidence. So, wait, what else does Stewart say? Is there a way to submit a motion at the start of the case regarding an audio recorder can be taken in as evidence? What? So, yeah, I mean, I got discovery evidence, so even in Bethany, Missouri, I got discovery evidence quick, like within hours after my arraignment, 4 hours. Then I had arraignment with the prosecutor, and then within hours dropped the case. So that can happen pretty fast. You usually get discovery before you have trial. You don't want to get discovery after trial. There's some dirty prosecutors out there that'll hold back on giving you evidence. And there's stories about prosecutors holding evidence even after trial. They'll hold back evidence from you for the trial. Like, I think my prosecutor was probably really seriously thinking about holding back that video evidence, and then for some reason he changed his mind. Stuart, you weren't up all night thinking of that, were you? Remember, it's their playground and their rules. Yeah. I don't think their playground's very fun to play in. But I mean, yeah, I got to deal with that. Yeah, and it's just, it's a city judge. He's a typical city judge. I haven't really come across a good city judge, and Judge Owsley's no different. Really getting ridiculous with some of his arguments. He gets extra aggressive with me on some debates. I mean, geez, it's like demanding me to give up incriminatory evidence in response to my prosecutor's exculpatory evidence. It's pretty unfair that the judge does that. What offense do they have reasonable? What offense do they have a hunch of? Because that's what they're working on, is a hunch. And in courts, the prosecutor is going to bring up what he thinks is important to bring up. I got to find out in the moment because they're holding back on their strategy, which is good for them, and they're also maybe adjusting their strategy based on how I approach it. Is my voice coming from the police scanner? Yep. Yep. Gotta gotta talk to the scanner. Odor is offensive. Yeah, that's the thing. I should probably just go in as stinky as I can so they want to get it over with as quickly as possible. Maybe put on some deer scent. So, does the city pay both? The city pay? Yeah, the city pays a prosecutor. Is that right? The city, and then the public defenders get money from the fines. See, isn't that strange? You'd think that the prosecutor should get money from the fines and the convictions,
Folks are Saint Denis.
and then the public defender should get the money from other programs, other kinds of federal funds. He was arrested for, Ray says arrested for nothing. I say arrested because down there, whenever an officer asks for ID, that is an arrest to them. Not immediately giving ID is resisting arrest. Yeah, you got a resisting arrest and refusing to ID. Refusing arrest, resisting arrest, refusing arrest, resisting ID, refusing ID. You got the two differences there. Why they can't say resisting arrest and resisting ID. They got to say resisting arrest and refusal to ID. They got to make a distinction there. It's a separate. It's a part of the same class of offense, but they have to give a subdivision of that. Can I broadcast? Yeah, I gotta let the cops know a little bit about my strategy because it's not a hard strategy to crack. I don't need to hide exactly what I plan on doing in court because it should be pretty obvious that the prosecutor has gone through schooling and has studied the tactics of defense. He's been in other trials in the past, so he knows how the defense works. So there's really nothing new that I could bring to this trial that he has not seen before, especially for a man in his 50s. He's seen it all. So really it's not a big deal to talk about my defense because he's very familiar with it. In fact, he's going to expect less from me as I don't have any college, any law school experience, education. The innocent should get paid by a lawsuit. Yeah, it's too bad that public defenders can't sue to get their funding. Instead, public defenders get their funding by way of fines and fees. And then the city pays the prosecutor and judge a set just like an hourly wage or something like that, as in for their positions. The judge is going to get paid more, I would expect, but the prosecutor finds ways to get a little incentive by getting free chicken from a police station. The judge doesn't walk over to the police station to get free bags of chicken like the prosecutor. Or does he? Maybe the judge walks over to the police station and picks up a couple bags of chicken himself. I just didn't see it. So I haven't seen it. So they refuse you to obey the law. Yeah, there's my defensive law. There's the police have their offensive law. That's their strategy. I have my defensive law. That's my strategy. And then we take them to the football field and then start using our strategies against each other. I mean, I have to defend myself against their offensive laws, which, oh man, I 14:108. So it should be Louisiana Revised Statute 14:108, and that's their offensive laws. So they're on the offense, attacking me, trying to get me. I don't know, try to get through me to get to the goal of successfully prosecuting me, and I go on the defense with my defensive laws, which are the U.S. Constitution, the Louisiana Constitution, also in the Code of Criminal Procedure, the Louisiana Code of Criminal Procedure. I have some defensive laws that are written. It's like the Code of Criminal Procedure is a bit neutral. The real offensive laws come out of the revised statutes. Those are the laws that people use against each other. Go on the offense. They use them to offend. But you're the offender. They go on the offense against the offender. Picture blurry, pixels mixed up, sound is good. Well, the sound is all that's really important anyway. Let's see. Benjamin was a divorce lawyer too. Benjamin caused a lot of divorces. Does that really make him a divorce lawyer? Are you heading elsewhere after the trial? Yeah, I think well, I don't know. I'm probably going to need to, like, dispute the guilty charge. I probably want to do an appeal. I have appeal paperwork ready to go. So that's I mean it's pretty clear that the appeal process is the next step. So, the way this is going, so I think I'm gonna be around for a while because this sounds like the appeal process goes straight to the district court. So I submit paperwork to the clerk of courts, which is David Stamey, the sneaky camera guy. I'm gonna be looking at interacting with him more. I'll be out of the city court, but I'll still be sleeping next to the city court. And then I'll be just working at the regular court, the district courts. So it's just kind of moving from one court to the next, as far as I understand. For an appeal, you definitely aren't going to get a public defender for the appeal process. It's just a matter of hiring a lawyer or doing it yourself somehow. The probative value of the evidence must exceed its prejudicial effect. Yeah, right. I want that's for the prosecution. That's why that's how the prosecution keeps this train. Well, it's more the prejudicial effect. The prejudicial prejudice outweighs the probative value. The prejudicial value outweighs the probative value. Have you heard about the Supreme Court passing new laws to make it easier to sue the law enforcement? That's from the Smoking Auditor. Yes, the Supreme Court has made some kind of decision about how you don't need to wait until the malicious prosecution. You don't have to wait till the malicious prosecution ends. You could do it right away. But if you're still, you could be crazy and just think that the prosecutor is being malicious, but really they're not. So maybe there was some kind of block at the clerk of court's office that didn't allow you to submit your lawsuits, because maybe they had a procedure that said you have to wait until your case is closed.
11901927.
Maybe there was some kind of some kind of procedural issue across the nation with all the clerk of courts, where you had to wait until the case was closed. And now it sounds like you don't have to wait till the case is closed. So there you go. You move forward a little sooner, so you save a couple of months on a couple of years, and that can make a pretty good difference because some people die in the process. And I know my criminal case is killing me. Let's see, T.H. Hunter, I don't understand what is the end game is here. I guess they can't arrest real crime. Yeah, they got some police programs in effect. Maybe like they started this night watch where they sent out some really aggressive patrol units, and they were bragging on their Facebook here about how this aggressive unit has gotten like 15 arrests and some drug busts and recovered property maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say like if it did any difference. It's saying this month we did this work for this month, but we as civilians have nothing to compare that to, because it's like, well, how were you last month? So there's some kind of like, I don't know, the Jaguar Patrol or some kind of special unit that's been going out into the community to get them guns off the streets. So there's little programs like that. I mean, clearly, like, say they got the bike cops. The bike cop is a seasonal thing, and it's there as a special unit. They start special units that are temporarily implemented from time to time, and maybe there was a special unit in effect when I got arrested at the library. Maybe they were watching the library a little closer. I mean, I think it's a substation for the police, because I see cops, they like Chief Winters and Lieutenant Williams have been in and out of the library up on the third floor. I don't know what's up there, but they're going up there back and forth. So I think they have some kind of secret substation. I mean, this is an old bank, and the building was totally dedicated to a bank design, and then the library moves in. So there's there's secret rooms, there's secret passageways, there's the vault. It's all there. But the library's just kind of done the best it can with it. But it's still a bank. It's still originally entirely from the ground up designed to be a bank. There might be some underground tunnel and because this is a pretty lawless. This area's pretty much got a lot of crime. So the bank was designed with
en route to that welfare check on McKinney Road.
Was designed with extra protection in mind. Let's see. Trisha's got to run. Beyond awesome. Where the defense calls evidence, the standard of exclusion is stricter. The defense is going to call some evidence. Yep, they got their exhibits. Oh yeah, thank you, Smoking Auditor. You're one of the best humans on this planet. Well, you guys are giving me feedback that helps me improve myself. So I appreciate that. Standards of exclusion is stricter, and the prejudicial effect needs to significantly outweigh probative value to be excluded. Okay, significant. Well, um, the prejudicial effect. Well, it comes down to how the cops view reasonable suspicion. This is not something that has Well, you're talking about me bringing in evidence. The standard of exclusion stricter. The standard of exclusion is stricter. You're saying it's harder for me as defense to bring forth evidence as opposed to the prosecution. I mean, I can object to their evidence just as much as they can object to my evidence. I don't know why I'm held to a higher standard with my evidence. I'm not really bringing evidence anyway. I'm bringing in what they brought in. But the prejudicial is pre-trial stuff. And when the judge wants to ignore prejudicial, all prejudicial arguments, yeah, you're being railroaded, and that's because they can avoid jury trials. Let's see. Swanvillian says, "Good night, Trish." Okay, and let's see. Everybody's saying bye, Trish. Travis, are you filing a motion to have the judge removed from the case? Yeah, I signed a recusal today. I didn't share that. I just didn't really think much of it. I just kind of filled up. I just kind of submitted a recusal for Judge Owsley, and I didn't really talk much about it. I guess I could try to show. I didn't even show that to my email. My email group. It was just something that I just sort of did. Jim Lovey, I know my cousin Vinny, I know can help down south. Yeah, I need somebody to take a little bit of the tension away. all the stress is directly on me here. At least Vinny took some of the pressure off of the defendants. Let them do their wrong and appeal. Yeah. But what part of malicious prosecution is fair game to bring up? Like, what will the appeals court think of me just arguing that my prosecutor held on to evidence for 2 months and then presented it 2 days before the first trial, which led to the cancellation of that trial? I mean, is there a way to prove my prosecutor was being malicious by holding on to that evidence, by submitting it 2 days before the trial, and then claiming we're ready to go? he submits evidence 2 days before a trial, and then on the trial day says we're ready to go. it's like, dude, you just submitted new evidence. You're ready to go. I'm not quite ready to go, but he's just so convoluted that he thinks that because he thinks a certain way, everybody should think that way. It's really quite a mind frame to be in. All right. Let's see. I try following this, but end up daydreaming instead. Yeah, that's pretty much the theme of my criminal case. Is librarians' daydreams lead to my arrest and this trial. It's the daydreams from librarians.
Louisiana 28-474 Echo Yankee Papa.
Let's see. Shelby says, "Hey Travis, can you tell me if that is a digital scanner and what model you're using?" Oh yeah, this is Uniden SDS 100. There's also a Uniden SDS 200, but that's not a handheld. That's you would bolt to your car. But yeah, it's all pre-programmed. If they and that people, the Bearcat warehouse that I bought this from, they had somebody try to call me, and I don't have a phone. I just emailed them back and said, tell the guy who called me that I don't want any pre-programming. It's already pre-programmed. They still do it though. This pre-programming, I guess, is new. The GPS location, the zip code location, and then the pre-programming. It's kind of new. It's kind of new to the old scanner guys. They don't quite get it. or they think they could take advantage of people not understanding how that works. But when things are you pay a little extra. This is $600. You pay a little extra, but you get it pre-programmed. I don't have the GPS capability really. I mean, you got to buy some extra feature. It kind of don't matter. I've been stuck here a couple months now. I don't have to type in new zip codes anyway. But it's about typing in
2020.
new zip codes. I was typing in new zip codes.
Out of Nagish. Expiration 8/2023. No flags. No danger.
No flags. Not like the Louisiana flag caught on the tree branches at the courthouse. Having the offense of the police is an adult's thing. Hating the offenses of the police is an adult thing. Yep, we got to make adult decisions around here. We got to think about, well, what grown-ups care more about. And at different levels of being an adult, there's different priorities throughout. Have a particular interest that they share together more so than older adults. Younger adults don't really aren't so concerned about their health as much. They're just trying to look for fun things to do, and then older adults are just trying to preserve their life, so their priorities are a little bit more about preservation and recreation. Yeah, even in an adult, even just saying adult, has different meanings, different priorities. Every decade of our life, we have to abandon that previous decade's in priorities. Not, we can't stay young forever. See, Beyond Awesome says even though they have the burden, yes, they do. The prosecution has the burden. You see how they tell you have only this time to do this and that. Yeah, I'm very limited. Like I can't. I'm gonna have to do cross-examination. That's the hardest part of the trial. How do I do that? It's like first I gotta be objecting to the prosecutor's questions, like anything that's not relevant, and objecting, and then on top of that, I got to build on that and then do cross-examination. I have my own questions I could ask the cops, but the prosecutor probably will ask some of those same questions, and then I'll get scolded for re-asking a question. And knowing Judge Owsley, he'll be like, he'll make me think that a prosecutor asked the question when he didn't. When he didn't quite get the answer that I would be looking for. The prosecutor could ask a similar question.
Unread Hyundai Sonata.
Prosecutor Benjamin could ask a type of question where he gets a particular answer in his favor, and I would want to ask it different to get the answer more in my favor. Because there's you could ask the same, you can ask for the same type you could you ask the different question to get different results for the same type of scenario. It's very tricky, and these guys are seasoned veterans that I'm being pitted against, and it's like the cops get their lawyers. The cops are supported by these guys, and I get no support.
315ZZZ.
It's really not a fair. Thank you, Chevy, for the $50. I appreciate that. Chevy's a generous person. Beyond Awesome. Caretaker Act gives the local police.
124-55633. 124-55633. Insurance status, please.
Let's get that insurance status. Beyond Caretaker Act gives the local police the ability to search vehicles at will, even if they're broken down or parked somewhere. Well, yeah, I mean, they can walk and look through the windows. Vehicles are some of the easiest objects to look inside of. Vehicles are some of the easiest enclosed objects to look inside. All right, with all the windows all around. So that's plain view doctrine stuff. That's not a problem. Do continue to receive EBT payments from Washington State. Yeah, I forget when I stopped getting any food stamps. It's been months and months. I'd say multiple years. It's been well over a year. It's probably been 3-4 years since I've seen.
1097.
At least since 2018. I just kind of gave up on food stamps. But oh man, they were keeping my head above the water for a while. The food banks and food stamps were keeping my head above the water.
Back to the 1400 block of Grace Avenue, reference 595.
The 595. That's in the city. I haven't heard any gunshots yet. What is prejudicial evidence? Evidence that has a tendency to unduly influence the fact finder to decide a matter on an improper basis. Prejudicial evidence. Yeah, like getting like a false arrest. The fruit of the poisonous tree is prejudicial evidence. But Judge Owsley doesn't care. He's got to get that probative stuff into record, regardless of how prejudicial it is. Is there anything that would convince Judge Owsley that the case is prejudicial? Like, say, I don't know, the cop planted drugs in your car. You got a camera, yet still, Judge Owsley. Well, that wouldn't be for Judge Owsley to seatbelt violations. To a seatbelt violation because that's the level of his jurisdiction. You can't deposition in criminal trials, apparently. Let's see. What would be a good example? Like something low. It's just so obvious. See, it's like if it's a planting of drugs in a car, that shoots up to the district court anyway. It's really difficult to get something that can be so glaringly obvious that reaches city court. I have to think about that. Where's the trolls with just give your ID and you won't have an issue delusion? Yeah, the trolls are definitely saying that. They don't want to identify who they are.
Headquarters 133.
They certainly demand you surrender all of your I don't know,
Headquarters.
your papers.
I want to have Cody Annex and St. Denis parking lot. Yeah, 33.
Parking lot number 3.
Sure.
On the shore. Let's see. Deposition. Wait. I hope this trial will be streamed live. Oh yeah, easily. Judge Owsley insists.
Number for your office so they can keep you updated.
I believe Judge Owsley requested that I stream it live. He gave me a personal invite. Cross-examination is not a fishing expedition. You want to catch them claiming clear untruths. Yeah, I suppose cross-examination is a follow-up from what the prosecutor has found out. Like it's like I gotta listen to what the prosecutor. It's like I have to take a lot of notes. I gotta really listen close, take a lot of notes. Like I would almost like a break after the prosecutor interviews, the prosecutor questions the cops on the stand. Each cop, I need like, I don't know, give me like a half-hour break or something after the prosecution is done questioning the witness so that I can gather my thoughts. Because it's like the way this court goes, you got to go instant right after the prosecutor. So I'll be working on the fly, and I'm gonna miss things. I'm gonna overlook things. Can't just sit back and reflect on what just happened. You gotta jump in there, right? That's what the high paying lawyers are uh, to deal with. They don't have to deal with us. They don't get caught up in nonsense as easy as people like me. And it's like as a indigent, I have to all indigents have to go to law school in Louisiana to deal with these high school educated cops who create charges against you. If you don't have good legal training as an indigent person, you're going to be spending that time in jail, paying them fines. You're going to be agreeing more.
In tune 709 Highway 3110. In tune, the reference to criminal damage property advice window listed out. Make contact with the Parker Banks. He's going to be on the left side of the building in a black Toyota Sentra.
Broken windows.
Yeah.
So Travis.
35, 130.
Yeah, but Judge Owsley says the deposition is. Judge Owsley says the deposition is trying.
Please get back on Texas Street.
Is trying the case twice. Writing pre-trial motions is trying the case twice. Trying the case twice is trying the case twice. And it's all premature. He only wants to do it once. He only wants to go through the motions once. You don't want to practice like if we were like
1010 off campus for a moment.
if we were gonna conduct a play like the Cracker, and Judge Owsley was in charge, he would not want to practice because he'd be considering that going on stage, multiple times when you only have to perform once. You'll have to perform once, so why should we be practicing ahead of time? Why should we be discussing how to go through the motions ahead of time? So he only wants to do it once. So no practice, no previous, no premature discussions on the matter. That's not what his court's about. Hoping the best. Okay. Thank you. Caretaker sounds crazy by name to me. Caretaker act? Acting like caretaker? There's a burning car. I mean, for your ID. It's something more about trying to balance. They're trying to balance out the
42 be in the parking lot of Simmons Road, Chevron, Louisiana, February 28, 06421. Repeating 0096421.
I understand why I'm not coming in great. I'm in a pretty good spot that I haven't had issues with actions in the past. Could be because it might be a different computer. Let's see, Carter, why did you not hire an attorney? Seems like this would have been a more fair fight. I get doing DUI, but this doesn't seem like one of those times. Yeah, I don't know why attorneys aren't knocking down my door trying to get my business. What's the deal with these guys? They don't sound too enthused about taking on cases around here for defense, especially when there's the public defenders instantly turn down cases like mine, and so do the private lawyers too. they don't they may not be so interested in small cases like mine. Let's see, Scotts Bluff, Nebraska. Isn't there a Scotts Bluff, Arizona? Scottsdale. Maybe it's Scottsdale I'm thinking of. All right. Thank you, Casey. Let's see, Carter, are you aware of how much a lawyer would cost? 1,500 for one guy. But I never really tried to talk to him.
2012 GMC pickup black in color expires 5/3 of 22. Belong to Austin Rachel from Ball. Insurance unconfirmed.
Austin. What does Austin do? So basic laws mean in plain view. Plain view is First Amendment stuff. The cops have a First Amendment right.
01065033. Repeating 01065033. Classic.
Yeah, I'm not sure about public safety issues for how that's a right for cops. You have a right. We have a right to live. That was broken up. We have a right to pursuit of happiness, and that also we have a right to pursuit of safety as well. So that's built into the Constitution, and cops are paid to help with certain safety elements of our lives. But some
1097 and 2.
the safety.
Sure.
But if the more safety you demand, the more it's going to cost. Living a little bit more wild is a cost saver, but or do you want to take that risk? And I mean, really, even if there's a risk for some danger, it could be a low amount of risk anyway. And I kind of want to say that there's a bridge here that I'm across between Walmart and a courthouse, and it looks kind of dangerous to me to have stoplights that cause people to have to stop on the bridge. It's like, for me, a bridge isn't about being forced to stop for silly reasons like stoplights. A bridge is something that should be something you drive over and have no reason to park or stop on, because you're putting pressure on that bridge. I think maybe wear it down a little faster. Yes, there is a police arrested someone the day before because when called to the library on a suspicious person, they found he had a warrant. Yeah, what's the deal with that guy with the warrants? Still haven't found out much information. Verbal? So, yeah, that guy that was arrested the day before me, I met him in jail. And the librarian said that he was following a librarian. So the librarians called the cops on him. But he wasn't caught following this librarian. He was like in the bathroom. He said, and the cops arrested him. And that's the bathroom that Officer Davis walked by and said, yeah, Officer Davis said, we were here, we arrested somebody yesterday. Or he just said we were here.
Walmart parking lot, taking down Louisiana, B99369, boy, 9.
Well, I don't see where the guy. I'm on the other side of the Walmarts wherever he pulled over that guy. I don't got a visual on that guy's traffic stop. Just can't believe this case hasn't been dismissed. This case is going all the way to guilty. And I don't even think Judge Owsley cares about it being a guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. It's just going to be guilty. He works with such a low standard as a city judge. That's just the life of a city judge. I mean, they demand some respect in their court, but they don't have a lot of responsibility. They don't have a lot of authority. So whatever respect they can force out of people, they'll take. They're not allowed to have jury trials, and I'm not allowed to transfer my case over to district court for the jury trial because I'm told that it's too small of a case, like it's a seatbelt violation. I'm disputing a seatbelt violation, but I'm facing 6 months in jail. The seatbelt violators get 6 months and face 6 months in jail too. You can't believe this case. Oh, did you initially approach Travis because someone alerted you to man watching porn? Could be part of your line of questioning, leading to report. You know, I just read the police reports a little bit closer, and it's interesting with this porn thing. I'm like, my argument would be like, there's the magazine rack, and you could see on the body cam there's scantily clad women on the magazine covers. So I would question if he's seen anything.
Rhode Island tax.
Did he see anything that inspired him to talk about nudity on the magazine rack? Because that was right next to me. I wish Court TV would cover this. Yeah, Judge Jolly's turning everybody down, but I mean, there's windows that you could look in from the outside. Somebody could set up a camera right outside the courthouse and place it in the windowsill and watch it, possibly listen through the walls or something. To retain a lawyer, they would have no choice but to delay the trial. Yeah, I got tomorrow to look for a lawyer still. Lawyers take the weekends off.
Take down Class E 0127866756. 01276756 1029.
Oh, the old 1029. He's up on that. Did you just get anywhere? Did you